Thank you very much. So as a teacher educator, I'm always looking for not only solutions for myself, but also for my students, because most of them are primary school students, teachers, sorry. And so I'm always looking for things that can help them to keep the focus in the very destructive classrooms that we have in our society, and especially in the Caribbean. So the silent disco, if, well, you all can picture the classrooms here in Trinidad, and in the Caribbean, it's the blackboard maze. I'm sure all of you who would have visited our primary schools would know that. But in this blackboard maze, when I had my very first appointment as a primary school teacher, I taught in a school where I used to go and do my teaching until one day another teacher asked me, how do you do it in that noise? And for every day after that, I had migraines. Right? And that's because in these environments, there's poor noise blocking and poor noise absorption. Right? So even though we call it noise, it's really the chatter of the classroom voices. But when you have 500 classroom voices coming together, it becomes noise. So to solve that, I began looking at testing the decibel levels in our classroom. So the green area is where you really want it to be, right? And then with the teacher's voice is regular, is 20 dBs higher than whatever the ambient noise is. So you normally peak into the yellow area. However, in our situations with this, it is always in the yellow and it peaks to the red in our classrooms, right? So making it very, very difficult to teach. So I looked at the concept of the silent disco, which is the new rave. So in the silent disco, when you go to the party, there's no music being played. You get a headset at the doorway. And that headset allows you to choose your channels and choose your DJ, and so, it doesn't disturb the neighbor and all this sort of thing. So in doing that now, in the silent disco, it looks kind of crazy, and I really would love to see a soca party using this, everybody whining down but just no music, so I'm looking at now the current issues that the silent disco is capable of solving. So the first thing, of course, is the distraction to your students from the noises around. And in the distractions around, immediately the air cups blocks off a certain percentage of the distractions of the other students and the other classrooms, okay? And then also, you'll realize when you try to use your technology, sometimes you have to raise your audio volume so loud that you now become a distraction for the neighboring classes. So with this, of course, each student has their individual headset. So your volume is nil to the neighbor. And therefore, the students now have that concentration there. So there's a picture of my test that I did at one of these schools, right, where the students have their headset and they're focused on their lesson. Now, also when we talk about differentiated learning, we had that as well. We had differentiated learning, hearing abilities of the child. Each one has their control of their volume. So, if it's too loud, they can control it individually. Also, we have testing for different levels, and we cater for that by having the different channels. So if a child, keeping them always actively engaged, if you finish a thing, you can change your channel, and you could go on to even more work, right? Always keeping them focused. So this is how they're always focused. They have the individuality of changing their stuff, right? And then we look at the teacher now. So it's very hazardous for a teacher to be exposed to that level of noise for extended periods, all right? And who has listed these as some of the health issues that you have from being exposed to that? So as a teacher, you actually have your headset, so you block off the noise as well. And you give your direct instruction via the mic, so you're not shouting anymore. Good? So you save your voice, the stress levels way less, right? Because you have more control over your classroom. And so in the silent, what's next? We really don't have research. This is brand new. I just came up with the idea of implementing this. So we need help, right? So we need funding for the actual silent disco, because I just took the lab headsets and did my test, which worked. So we need funding for actually getting the silent disco transmitter and headset. Also, we need further research in regional effects of noise, because we have none. Right? We have foreign ones, but no local ones, right? And so those who are interested, that's my email address, that's my phone number, WhatsApp me, send me an email. Let's further the... Thank you very much.